Hi, everyone. It's live in Fans of the Framework. I'm Jane McLeod, and happy Friday to you all. And I hope you have a giant bucket filling weekend ahead of you for sure. So, today I want to tell you a story about Anna, a senior leader, and Mike, her EVS director. And as Anna was rounding on Mike in this post pandemic, or what we hope is a post pandemic world, Mike said to her, I can't believe all the love that other staff members, other employees, other leaders are showing my EVS staff, my environmental services staff. And the reason why, and to me, this was just a genius line, is before people used to just expect us to do our job. And now they respect us and for doing our job and a great job, right? And they do. I've been in their hospital. It's beautiful, okay? Up in Hayward, Wisconsin. You don't want to miss it. So, expect versus respect. Turn expectations into respect. And maybe this is happening in your organization as well. If you have a great culture, it likely is, where people are seeing each other in a new light with a new set of eyes. And maybe there's some role empathy and some role clarity. But what we hear happening is that there's organization-wide staffing shortages, and mainly in those entry points into healthcare. It could be just disastrous for our healthcare environment, right? It could be a total break in the infrastructure of healthcare and how we know it, either in hospitals, clinics, nursing homes, whatever, wherever you work, right? If our registration, our patient access people, our phlebotomists, our medical assistants, our certified nursing assistants, our dietary people, our EVS people, if they stopped coming, if that well dried up because they thought, you know, I could stay home and take care of my own children. I proved that during the pandemic. Or other places that are just crying for employees in order to just stay in business will take me for a higher wage. And we know that people go where wages are if the work environment isn't a great one. So what do? Yesterday, Sue interviewed one of our rock star CEOs right here live. You might want to check that out, David Smith. And one of the most impactful things that he said yesterday for me was we can't focus all of our efforts on finding new people. We have to keep the ones we have. Right? We got to keep the great people we have, and we have to put a lot of effort into that. So expect versus respect, having this great inclusive work environment where people know and are shown their worth every single day. So this book, The Vibrant Workplace, if you've watched me for a long time, it's one of my favorite books. And I looked through it today because I remembered there was a line there, just like Anna, the senior leader, said that line this week when I was online with her on, people used to expect of us, and now they respect us. I thought there was a line in this book that I remembered that was just hit home for me, and I found it again today. And what that line was is that Dr. Paul White of the Vibrant Workplace believes that the reason why we don't show a lot of gratitude in healthcare, in the healthcare work environment, is because we're arrogant. And that really goes to speak to that. Hey, my expectations are you clean the floor. My expectations are you turn the rooms around when I need them. The expectations are when I put a stat order in, you come down here and draw the blood. Like, meet my expectations, and maybe I'll show you a little love, right? Or better yet, exceed my expectations, and then I'll show you love. No, we got it all wrong, right? We got it all wrong. So it's one of the first time I read that book, and he said, healthcare leaders are arrogant. I was like, no, very defensive. No, we are not. But then I really thought back, and I was like, I can remember thinking that if everybody else would just do their job, mine would be a lot easier. People are motivated to come to work when they know that their worth is noticed, when their work is noticed. Okay. So let's say you're not a very appreciative person. Okay. So I want to give you one quick way. It wasn't my genius idea, but it's a habit that I've had for a really long time. And it was in this book is, what if you have to, you're not going to, slather love all over everyone, but what if you have to interrupt someone from another department? What if you have to interrupt an EVS person who's cleaning a floor in a patient's room? What if you apologize for interrupting their work? What if you said, I waited for you to be finished. I didn't want to interrupt you, so I waited for you to be finished. Do you have a minute to talk to me about a problem that we both have, or whatever it is you need to convey? That speaks volumes. You respect the work that I do, right? More than I expect you to get the floors clean, you respect the work that I do. So if you're not a particularly grateful person, or if you're like Jane, I do not have time to show love to every other department, I'm just trying to focus on my own people. But what if when you had to interrupt someone, you said, is this a good time? Right? Is this a good time? One of the most impactful things an HR leader who now works for us as a coach, Julie Conisett, did is she took on the habit of every time she would call a leader on the phone, when you answered your office line, she would say, is this a good time? Am I interrupting you? Because if I am, I can call back later. Right? Instead of, what do we usually say to people? Are you busy? Well, no, I'm live streaming a soap opera and eating bonbons. Of course I'm busy. Everyone's busy, right? So am I interrupting you? Is this a good time? Because I can call back. Big tip, all right? But if you do want to spread the love to other departments, if you think, wow, those people up in Hayward got their poop together because that's a great culture and I want to spread a little bit of that where I work, okay? Something else that you can do is just add a rounding question to your repertoire of rounding questions to say, I want to write a thank you note for you, but I don't want to write a thank you note to someone in our department. Can you tell me who outside of our department has really been especially helpful to you in your job? I want to write them a thank you note. Show love from your department to another department. Don't wait for EVS week. Don't wait for National Certified Nurses Aid Day. Don't wait for Patient Access Day or Lab Day, right? Don't do that. But instead say, you know what, guys, we're gonna adopt a department a month. And I'm going to let you know who they are. You're going to show them love. You're going to think of one thing that you're appreciative about their department, and you're going to write it down on this giant card made of poster board that we're going to send to them, and we're buying a cake for them, or better yet, free. Who wants to make them a cake? Right? We love you. You rock. And this is why. Woo! Talk about breaking down silos and building other people up and creating a more inclusive work environment where people feel you respect them and that they are valued. No matter what it is they do, every single day, they're valued, right? So my call to action for you today, you want to be a more grateful leader? Come join us. We are having a face-to-face Capstone Leadership Summit. It's happening in Duluth. September 28th through the 30th, 2.5 days of amazing over-the-top learning. You can hit it on our website, capstoneleadership.net training page. Joining me for that event will be lovely Rita Jury, our patient experience expert. So we'll teach you to be a more grateful leader. Have a great weekend, guys.